Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub, where today we dive deep into one of the most iconic and reliable middleweight cruisers to ever roll out of Japan, the 2025 Honda Shadow 750. A motorcycle that blends old-school American cruiser vibes with that unmistakable Honda engineering reliability, the Shadow 750 has carved its niche for decades. And now, in 2025, Honda refreshes this beast with just enough tweaks to keep it relevant without messing with the formula that made it so beloved in the first place. If you're someone who loves a classic design, a throaty V-twin rumble, and effortless highway cruising, this might just be the bike that checks all your boxes. Let's break down why the 2025 Honda Shadow 750 deserves a serious spot in your garage. At first glance, the Shadow 750 keeps its low-slung silhouette, teardrop tank, and that long wheelbase that just screams relaxed attitude. But look closer, and you'll notice the subtle refinements Honda has introduced for this year. The fenders are now sleeker, hugging the wheels more closely for a tighter look. The lighting setup has gone full LED, a significant upgrade not just for style but also visibility. The headlamp retains its round, retro appeal, but the beam it casts is much brighter and crisper, making night rides safer and more visually striking. New for 2025 is a fresh range of paint schemes, including a deep metallic maroon, matte graphite black, and a vintage-inspired pearl white with gold pinstriping. These new colors paired with chromed accents give the Shadow 750 a premium look without pushing the price into outrageous territory. Speaking of which, the 2025 Honda Shadow 750 comes in at an approachable price point, starting around $8,499. That places it firmly in the sweet spot for beginner to intermediate riders who want a dependable cruiser without breaking the bank. What you get for that price, however, goes far beyond just aesthetics. Underneath the timeless cruiser styling sits a fuel-injected 745 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled V-twin engine that produces a smooth, tractable power band. It's not designed to break speed records or challenge sport bikes, and that's entirely the point. This bike is about smooth, linear torque delivery, and it does that incredibly well. From stoplights to highway on-ramps, the engine pulls confidently without ever feeling overwhelmed or underpowered. You twist the throttle, and it responds with a deep rumble and an effortless surge. It's got just the right amount of grunt to make every ride feel engaging without ever being intimidating. The 5-speed transmission complements the engine's relaxed nature perfectly. Gear changes are buttery smooth, and the wide ratio gearbox makes cruising at 70 miles per hour feel almost effortless. In fact, you'll often find yourself in top gear cruising comfortably with plenty of torque in reserve. Honda has also done a great job of tuning the shaft drive system to be incredibly low maintenance while still delivering a smooth and direct transfer of power to the rear wheel. Unlike a chain, you won't have to worry about regular cleaning or adjustment, which adds to the long-term appeal for riders who just want to get on and ride. Handling-wise, the 2025 Shadow 750 isn't built to carve corners like a sport bike, but that doesn't mean it's a slouch. Thanks to its low center of gravity, raked front end, and balanced frame geometry, the bike handles surprisingly well in city traffic and twisty backroads alike. The front end features a 41mm telescopic fork with 4.6 inches of travel, while the dual rear shocks now come with adjustable preload to better accommodate riders of different sizes and riding preferences. Honda has clearly put effort into suspension tuning this year. The ride is plush without being wallowy, and it handles road imperfections with grace. Whether you're dodging potholes in the city or enjoying a weekend cruise in the countryside, the Shadow remains comfortable and composed. Braking performance has also seen an upgrade. Up front, the 296mm disc with twin-piston calipers offers decent bite, while the rear 180mm drum remains more traditional, a choice likely made to preserve the classic aesthetics. For 2025, ABS is now standard across all variants, ensuring an added layer of safety for both new and seasoned riders. And let's be real, while drum brakes in the rear may feel a bit dated on paper, in real-world use, they perform just fine for the kind of relaxed cruising this bike encourages. One area where the Shadow 750 continues to shine is ergonomics. The seating position is upright but slightly leaned back, perfect for long rides. The low 25.8-inch seat height makes flat footing a breeze, especially for shorter riders or those new to cruisers. The seat itself has been redesigned with thicker foam padding and more contour support for 2025, which means your lower back will thank you on those longer hauls. The handlebars are wide and swept back just enough to give you that classic cruiser pose without straining your shoulders. Rider foot pegs are placed forward for that laid-back feel, but not so far forward that you lose control or comfort during spirited riding. The digital-analog hybrid instrument cluster retains a classic look but now includes a small digital display showing gear position, fuel range, and average fuel economy. These are small but meaningful additions that make a big difference in day-to-day usability. The tank-mounted cluster also keeps your gaze naturally downward without being distracting, a well-thought-out design choice that stays true to the bike's retro roots while adding a modern touch. Fuel economy, as expected from Honda's efficient engineering, is quite impressive. You can expect around 55 to 60 miles per gallon, depending on your riding habits. Combined with the 3.7-gallon fuel tank, that gives you a decent range for weekend rides and commutes alike. And because the engine is tuned more for low-end torque than high-revving performance, the stress on internal components remains minimal, translating to longevity and reliability. What's more, Honda has leaned into customization potential this year. The Shadow 750's modular design makes it a dream for riders looking to personalize their ride. Honda now offers a full catalog of factory accessories including saddlebags, backrests, windshields, and even a cafe-style solo seat kit. Whether you want to lean into a retro bobber look or outfit it for light touring, the 2025 model gives you a strong foundation to work with. And the electrical system has been upgraded to better support add-ons like heated grips or auxiliary lighting, which will be appreciated by riders in colder climates or those who frequently ride at night. What sets the 2025 Shadow 750 apart from its rivals isn't just the design or features, it's the overall package. Honda's focus on creating a machine that's more than the sum of its parts really shines through. It's not the loudest, the fastest, or the most technologically advanced cruiser on the market. But it is one of the most balanced, accessible, and dependable. It does everything you ask of it without complaint, and it keeps doing it mile after mile, year after year. For riders who don't want the high maintenance or high insurance premiums that come with larger displacement cruisers, the Shadow 750 offers an ideal middle ground. In terms of competition, bikes like the Yamaha V-Star 950 or the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 are in the same league, but the Shadow has a secret weapon. It just feels right. The ergonomics, the smoothness of the engine, the quality of the fit and finish, and of course, that legendary Honda reliability all come together in a way that makes you want to keep riding. It's not just a motorcycle, it's a companion on your journey. That wraps up our deep dive into the 2025 Honda Shadow 750. If you enjoyed this review and want more detailed insights into bikes that matter, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Bike Culture Hub, and ring that bell so you never miss a two-wheel update. Drop a comment below and tell us, is the Shadow 750 your kind of ride? Or are you leaning towards something else in the middleweight cruiser segment? As always, ride safe, stay passionate, and we'll catch you in the next one.